watching afternoon English news with me, Sktv'S. Makupeng. Fresh tension erupts at Kangleipak in Impal East after Mait farmers denied access to farmlands at Kangleipak by Kuki individuals. Committee on Protection of Mait Victims More Kopmev urges authority to address plight of displaced persons sheltering at friends' residences deprived of government benefits and struggling to survive for livelihood. And Arunachal Pradesh becomes first Indian state to establish infrastructure for manufacturing crude palm oil. And now the news in a bit more detail. Fresh tension erupted between Mait farmers and nearby Kuki villagers today after Mait farmers were denied entry to take up farming activities at Kangleipak, located around 1 kilometer from Kangleipak under Kundrakom Assembly Constituency in Impal East District. The incident occurred around 8 a.m. when a Mait farmer who came in a tractor to plow the paddy field was confronted by Kuki villagers who objected. Soon after, some Mait individuals also arrived at the scene and an exchange of catapults took place between the Mait and the Kuki communities. A team of border security force stationed in the area, led by Imphal East Additional SP, arrived at the spot to control the situation. However, the security forces resorted to using tear gas shells. Speaking to media, a Mait farmer highlighted that the main source of income is farming for most of the Mait villagers residing in this area. He added that the Mait farmer went for farming activities with the assurance that 95 BSF company will provide security for them. He further expressed concern over the presence of armed Kuki individuals in the area, stating that despite their visibility, BSF personnel did not take any action and that according to security forces, they lacked the authority to arrest the armed individuals. The farmer further stated that around 50 acres of land owned by Mait are currently being cultivated by Kuki people. Expressing concern over the situation, he warned that Mait farmers may be unable to cultivate around 25 to 50 acres of land unless authorities, including the district's SP, Sagolmang OC, and Impal East Deputy Commissioner, take prompt action. He further voiced his disappointment over the inability of BSF personnel to take action despite being present to protect the farmers.
Koidi tasing na haraga santi pami adubu mapone tori bisi sigi kunjida ngasai nongmai pai bisi hoi uhi ubu nongmai phadi moi the power pidi haidana adu ai koidi tasing na mapam telu ubudi ngamaroi tasing na khogi laitan popi primary school sita lady baje 95 base company ma thami baje akoi matam digi waraba ibom sana thi sengra khotna magi honare koi kungi panju mai thab gi singyan bada koi supply ware kungi panju amat leitre aduga akoi da tasing na base singa phajana thamoi tasingna yengbiragadi akhoi karsu sumaina warning ai leitabane adubu akhoi mafam sida lo ubase hairiba condition sida akhoi lo ubudi tasingna yanna warani aduna akhoi hajagadabadi protect mayam sina sumaina akhoi je tasingna raga phajana ngak pidragadi akhoi di lo ubudi ngamaroi ki bhai lerebna akhoi khara phagapu oidra khallaga tokjabane abako sipai jina khara control tawbigadra na akhoi tasingna ga thokpa irailan chop tawgani na khojabane ba adu sida moini leiriba protection ko PGD ta singna koi no metra lo ubrabu ithawai choidna mangado male lenga sida ta singna koi lamhen tu hen ma yama madi manipur gi parja da yorom badi yai adubu leiri be area je koi ta singna ga firing turing to mi yaujade ta singna ga di koi exam chamna lomi nga tani aduna ai koi bu ta singna sarkar sina yamna serious oina lobi raga protection je phajana pibi draga di gi ai koi ta singna raga di koi lo pan bidi ngamra.
The Committee on Protection of Mait Victims More (COPMEV) has urged authority to extend support to those displaced from More due to the ongoing conflict, particularly individuals who have taken shelter at the homes of relatives and friends. In a press release, COPMEV highlighted that the government provided essential commodities such as 10 kilograms of rice, 2 kilograms of dal each to displaced individuals every month residing outside of state-sponsored relief on November and December of last year. However, the government stopped providing the commodities this year except on January and April. The organization voiced its disappointment with the state government, criticizing the alleged neglect of displaced individuals who have sought refuge outside of official relief camps. The organization further highlighted the hardships faced by displaced individuals, stating that they have ceased receiving aids from both the government and CSOs despite having previously benefited from such support. Furthermore, COPMEV welcomed the government's directive to register displaced persons in an online registry. However, the organization expressed its disappointment, stating that members of the Mait community from More were unable to find their original locality in the management portal. It alleged that the Kuki community had encroached upon these areas and renamed them, effectively erasing the Mait presence from the official records. COPMEV further urged the authority to provide aids to displaced persons and also to restore the names of More Mait areas to its original names. Arunachal Pradesh has taken a pioneering step in India's agricultural sector by becoming the first Indian state to set up a dedicated crude palm oil CPO infrastructure with 2 newly established mills in Roing and Ruksin, marking a major milestone in the state's agricultural development journey. The initiative came alongside the launch of Agriculture Policy 2025 to 2035, which was aimed at fostering sustainable and inclusive growth in the sector over the next decade. In a post on X, Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu emphasized the state's commitment to empowering farmers and strengthening food security. Millet, buckwheat and honey missions empowers local farmers. In addition to the palm oil infrastructure, the state has made notable strides in food grain production, reaching an all-time high of 5,19,703 metric tons. Cold storage and warehouse facilities are being established near Itanagar and Tezu airports to further enhance agricultural logistics and minimize post-harvest losses. The state's progressive approach, including specialized missions focused on millet, buckwheat and honey production, is set to transform the livelihoods of farmers while serving as a model for agricultural advancement in the Northeast and beyond. Now, Foothills Naga Coordination Committee, FNCC Impal, has categorically stated that there is no Kuki land in the state of Manipur. A press release issued by its media cell, FNCC, described Kuki land as an imaginary construction and the root cause of the ongoing conflict. The organization went on to allege that the modus operandi of this narrative is to distort facts and grab the indigenous people's land. pointing out that the historical accounts and governmental records have clearly established that Kukis are not indigenous to Manipur. FNCC added that the community is migrants and refugees from Myanmar and Bangladesh. It also alleged that certain Kuki groups have recently made aggressive attempts to illegally rename geographical features and landmarks of the state, such as Mount Kobru, Mount Thangjing, and SP Road, calling it blatant efforts to override the ancestral heritage of the native community, while asking to immediately stop the ongoing construction of illegal bunkers, makeshift shelters, and road blockades by Kuki militant groups and their armed volunteers in Naga territories. It added that peaceful coexistence is possible only if there is respect for historical truths and the rule of law. Sadar Hills Chiefs Association, Sahilka Kangleipak district has strongly opposed the proposal to remove or relocate some suspension of operations Sioux designated camps, which is being discussed at the talks between Sioux groups and MHA officials. In a press release issued by its information and publicity wing, Sahilka alleged that the said proposal began to surface due to Mait's reckless pressure to the Government of India by holding Sioux groups responsible for the ethnic violence in Manipur. Further stating that political talks between Sioux groups and MHA officials is totally a different subject which is in no way connected with Manipur ethnic violence. It claimed that the Sioux designated camps are located within the land which belongs to the Kukis. It went on to maintain that the proposed discussion for removal or relocation of some designated camps within Kangleipak district itself is biased and an act to appease the majority Maitais. Urging leaders of Sioux groups not to succumb to any pressure which may go against the sentiments of the people, Sahilka vowed that chiefs of Kangleipak district will oppose the proposal at all cost for the sake of protecting the land and rights of the Kukis now and forever. Now, All Gas Care AGC conducted an awareness cum training program on LPG gas for consumers at Andro Kunao in Impal East District today. The program was conducted in association with Andro Kunao Laikai Youth Sporting Club and Maida Paibi at the residence of Jingakam Kulichandra. Various people from the locality attended the program. During the program, AGC Manager SH Joy Prakash demonstrated to the attendees about how to use and handle LPG gas. The program was attended by AGC Program Manager and Joy Singh, Caretaker PH Nabakumar, along with other AGC officials. TH Munindro alias Imo Lukok and families organized a medical camp at Basikong Sinsuba Sanglen in Imphal East District today. Addressing the medical camp, TH Open highlighted that the medical camp was provided for food-affected people of the area. During the camp, the attendees were provided medical flood-affected people of the area. During the camp, the attendees were provided medical services such as medicine, surgery, ophthalmology, pediatrics, gynecology, orthopedics, dermatology, and dental services. Necessary medicines were also provided to the attendees.
Nabagi program da sinjabani sinjariba sida awai mit naba ya naba nakong naba koi GST medicine gi gaini gi loina mak yaujari ado yengi ba poching je loina akoi hidak su makhan suna loina mak sinjagani.
And we'll be right back after a short break.
I come from Ukru, a small town in Manipur. While growing up, I didn't always see how my voice could shape decision. But I've learned something important. Every vote counts. And it begins with your name on the electoral roll. If you are turning 18 on or before the 1st of July, it's your time. It's your right. Register to vote. Don't wait to be told. Don't let others decide for you. Wherever you are from, your voice matters. Get registered as a voter and be counted. Count me in.
And welcome back. Eco Network Manipur exchanged plastic waste collected at Hairok Part 2 Thokchom Laikai Collection Center with Ashok traders for money in its continuous effort to mitigate plastic pollution in and around Hairok area. Speaking on the sideline, Ikop Ningthau VLF member Thokchom Jiteshwari informed that the initiative was jointly taken up by Leisemba VLF Hairok Part 3, Chaukhat Thaurang VLF Hairok Part 2 and Ikop Ningthau VLF in collaboration with Eco Network. Further highlighting the menace of plastic bottles and plastic wastes, she appealed the general public to exchange plastic wastes with Ashok traders for recycling. Lintoy Ngambi Kanglei Janura Award for the year 2024 and 2025 were conferred to 6 Manipuri ladies during the 10th Foundation Day celebration of Kangleipak Minority Welfare Organization KMWO held today at Manipur Press Club, Impal. Speaking in this regard, KMW advisor T.H. Manihar asserted that the awards have been conferred in recognition of the contributions made by the awardees in social causes. He further emphasized the importance of understanding the political issues surrounding the state and called for building unity among the indigenous communities to fight against the secret ploys to annihilate them. Meanwhile, KMWO President Muhammad Nasir Khan has appealed all to take forward the state through collective efforts among the communities.
Apunba Manipur ki saktam kai biaroi leminari ba to indigenous khudima isile naune amato ne leminar kanda Kangleipak Manipur sikkan minanar bagi pandam madu da koi puna chengchen minasi lemina sai bagi timdal lingkat ki bandu gumlam ngai sanni asi koi ki kunai sida tongan na koi amaga huna dana amaga lingja mana dana atopa jati na loina na ngasi India lenga na koi da ol riba mayam se masi puna khaminar kanda akoi apunbagi saktam apunbagi resolution apunbagi agenda amada puna chengchen kanda Kangleipak ase kandaba taragadi khongpam ji chena leptaba taragadi hairiba indigenous people lese kugi kunai ase athuba matamda mutkhani haibagi aki badu leibina maram orakanda koi punna lepminar kanda apunba lingjen sagat minar ji ai wafam duma ai thamjake. Thank you.
In a heartfelt display of solidarity, the residents of Pebia Pandit Laikai came together to pay their respect to Kangleipak Ngantoy Sharma, a dedicated cabin crew member who tragically lost her life in the Air India plane crash on June 12. Pebia Pandit Laikai Youth Development Organization and Youth Foundation, Pebia Pandit Laikai, organized a candlelight vigil yesterday evening in remembrance of Ngantoy, who had lived with her relatives in the locality while pursuing her education. Reflecting their deep connection with Ngantoy, the locals displayed a heart-touching banner reading, "We honor and remember the remarkable life you lived, spending your school days with friends in Pebia Pandit Laikai." During the vigil, with heavy hearts, the residents lit candles and observed a 2-minute silence as a mark of extending grief and respect for the young woman. Mention may be made that the plane crash claimed hundreds of lives, including 2 pilots and 10 crew members, leaving families and loved ones in shock and grief. Moving on to national news. Congress leader Jairam Ramesh took a jibe at Prime Minister Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister embarked on his 3-nation visit to Cyprus, Canada, and Croatia today. In a post on X, the Congress leader criticized that the Prime Minister has energy, excitement, and enthusiasm for such visits, but the lack of empathy for going to Manipur, where the people's distress, agony, and suffering continues unabated. Jairam Ramesh also alleged that Narendra Modi's visit of foreign countries, which is his 35th trip, counting this one, is disrespectful to the people of Manipur. He added that the Prime Minister has not met any person from Manipur, let alone state leaders, since May 3rd of 2023. The Prime Minister is scheduled to visit Cyprus and meet with the country's president. Later, the Prime Minister will attend the G7 summit in Canada on June 16 and 17. He will later visit Croatia as his last destination after the summit. In the aftermath of the tragic plane crash in Ahmedabad, authorities have confirmed that DNA samples of 32 deceased individuals have been successfully matched. According to All India Radio, officials confirmed that 14 bodies have been handed over to their families so far. Additional Superintendent of Civil Hospital, Dr. Rajneesh Patel, reported that the deceased include 4 individuals from Ahmedabad, 2 from Vadodara, 1 from Kheda, 1 from Aravali, 1 from Botad, 4 from Mehsana, and 1 from Udaipur. The process of handing over the bodies to their families is currently underway. Furthermore, State Home Minister Harsh Sangvi announced that the DNA of former Chief Minister Vijay Rupani had been matched earlier today at 11 a.m., confirming his identity among the victims. Authorities continued their efforts to identify and provide closure to grieving families affected by the tragic accident. In yet another incident, a helicopter belonging to Aryan Aviation crashed near Gauri Kund in Uttarakhand en route from Kedarnath to Gupt Kashi today morning, killing all 7 people on board. The incident occurred around 5:20 a.m., where it reportedly veered off course due to severe weather conditions in the valley. Officials confirmed that poor visibility and harsh weather likely contributed to the crash. This marks the 5th helicopter crash in Uttarakhand in just 6 weeks. The passengers in the helicopter are from Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, and Gujarat. Joint operations were carried out by SDRF, NDRF, and local police at the densely forested and remote crash site. The victims of the crash include pilot Rajveer, Vikram Rawat, Vinod, Trishti, Rajkumar, Shraddha, along with 10-year-old Rajshi. A high-level emergency meeting was convened in Dehradun to assess the circumstances of the crash. And before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at the headlines once again. Fresh tension erupts at Laitanpokpi in Impal East after Mait farmers denied access to farmlands at Sadhu Lampak by Kuki individuals. Committee on Protection of Mait Victims More Kopmev urges authority to address plight of displaced persons sheltering at friends' residences, deprived of government benefits and struggling to survive for livelihood. And Arunachal Pradesh becomes first Indian state to establish infrastructure for manufacturing of crude palm oil. That is all the news we have for now. Thank you for watching SKTV News. Have a good rest of your day.